Welcome back to a new video on our 2022 destroyed Audi. Guys, we have only done one video on this and we're going to pick up exactly where we left off. We had another job come in and we had to stop what we was doing with this one. But all we need to do, I've already located many parts for this car, and as bad as it looks, I don't think this one's going to be a lot of work. Well, it is going to be a fair bit of work, but it's not going to be a hard one to do once all the bits are here. So we got all the airbags gone off in this, so both curtains, all 4 seat belts. Even though that one feels like it hasn't, it's definitely gone. Driver's airbag, passenger airbag, they're gone. It needs a complete airbag kit in it. We know it needs front wings, bonnet, bumper, headlight, etc. But what we don't know is rad pack, fan, etc. So like I said, we're going to pick up where we left off, get it in the workshop and get all of this front panel removed off of this car, just so that I can make that list and know that we've got every single part for it. Because ultimately this can go on the frame machine. It's going to be quite straightforward for Chris to do. It is only one side there that's bent round that's going to need a new bit. This one has just tweaked over slightly. We don't want to get it on the frame machine. We've got the measuring system there, but we want all of the parts here for it first. We don't want to do a video of taking it apart, putting it on the frame machine, then a video of pulling it on the frame machine, etc, etc. You get the point. We want it fixed as fast as you want to see it fixed. So let's get it in and get the rest of this front stripped off. So staying nice and still there, it does become apparent how out those chassis legs are. So this one has just slightly moved over, but as you can see, this one, where it was hitting that corner, it's actually punched it up as well. So that is going to need a new inner chassis leg that side, possibly more. But it's good news with the rest of the front of it. Even though the rad pack has actually survived, there's no damage on it, it's perfect, it will go again. I am struggling. I've just been sitting there looking at getting one of these front panels and a crash bar. That surround, bare surround from the dealer, is £380 plus VAT. Then of course we're going to need to buy a new latch for it. Then you're going to need the crash bar for it. That was nearly £200. The bits are really expensive, but I've just found all of that complete from one guy. It is quite expensive, but hopefully I can have a deal with him, because he's also got there a driver's side front wing. Doesn't have the passenger side, sold the bonnet already. It's the same story. It's good that the guy's breaking it up and selling each individual bit, because normally on a car like this, you've got to buy a complete front end or complete side out the car. They won't just sell you this bit or that bit. So that's all good news. The only damage we've got behind here is that rad hose that originally obviously got chopped through by that belt. So really lucky and very grateful that there was nothing else there that was broke. It's nice because we've had them before, like on that Mini. They had a smack in the front and all of this was destroyed, guys, wasn't it? But yeah, really happy with it. You can see, I'm trying to stand near that chassis leg. I suppose you're not going to see it actually on camera, but this chassis leg has moved over slightly and the end cap is slightly bent in. There's no creases behind there, but actually if I put it like that, you can see it now. See, that's knocked back. Now, when I actually undone that crash bar, I said to Chris, can you hear that creaking? He said, yeah, I can. It's going to pop in a minute. And as soon as I undone that bolt, it actually went bang. And the crash bar moved over about 3 inches to the left. So all that force was holding on it. But I'm still adamant this is going to be a nice car. And I think there's going to be a lovely profit in it as long as I can locate all of these bits. The only other bit is, even though it was hit this side, that has slightly moved. That should be flat, and obviously it should be straight, but you can see it does move quite easy. But this side, where that got shunted over that way, it's actually pushed this one up. Chris said that'll pull down absolutely perfect. So far, so good. I think I've taken off enough to actually make my list. So I'm going to make the list now, and then that is it. Start the search and get every single part for this car. So I actually popped out this morning, guys, and you would have already all seen that video where I went and dropped the A-Class Mercedes off to Scott at Rattarossa. Chris has been working his magic. I couldn't believe it when I just walked in, getting everything prepped and ready. So he has now stripped, of course, as well. Sorry, this is a good few days later. He has stripped all of the wings off, taken the bonnet off, and just exposed everything, getting it all ready to actually put on the frame machine. And also, that is a good point, you can see he's had a massive clear up, cleared everything off of that, so that is ready to put underneath the car now. And you can really see, even though the most of the damage was this side, and that leg has moved the most and has got the damage on it, you can see how far it's actually brought this one out as well, to the point where we never noticed it before. But you can actually clearly see in there now that the engine mount has actually snapped. Well, the gearbox mount rather. The end of it snapped off there. And this has all moved over as well. But that will come back very, very easily, like on the other one. But everything all stripped out there and pretty much ready to go. I must admit, it must have been pretty nice stripping all that off. Where it's all new, everything's so lovely. Just nothing's grotty. I can't exactly remember, but I'm sure it was something silly like 2,000 miles on this car. It just really hasn't been anywhere. So like I said, we are now ready to get it on the frame machine, just waiting for a bit of chassis leg to arrive. But we have got lots and lots of new parts for this, including the bonnet, the two wings and front bumper. We got a front bumper from Eddie. Chris done a little tiny repair on the front of it. And I've actually dropped all of those. If you watch the day in the life kind of video that I did where I was trading all the cars in the background and various other little bits and bobs, you would have seen I dropped the bonnet and the wings and the front bumper off over to the painter. A new set of hinges as well. And also I ordered one of these brackets up. I knew that one was going to be okay, so I ordered a new one up for this side. They're all actually with the paint guy. So it's going to be nice to get the stuff back, and if it needs to blend, the painter has said it'll blend into the doors. It's not going to be a problem. We've never done it round that way before, but it kind of sort of gets the bits done, so we're not waiting for paint as soon as it comes off the frame machine. So we're just going to have to be extra careful putting them all on, make sure we don't chip them. It's going to take a little bit longer, but there's going to be no waiting for that paint work. So I know Chris is just eating his lunch at the moment, but I think next step is get the frame machine underneath it and get it located on there. Chris had a slight change of plan there, said that he wanted to drill out the outside leg on the Audi. So I just went and got the 8mm spot weld drill bits, guys. These are £83 a pack, and you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in there, £6.50 each. Oh, caught ya. Oh yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I'll have to let you turn that off. That's all right. I don't think it would have heard it. He's on it on the racking. Look at the price of them. Take that invoice.
Yeah, they've gone up.
£6.50 each. Unbelievable. That looks nice though, mate. How much have we got? 3 runs?
Yeah, we've got 3 bays, but there's a room for what, 6 down there, so I think we get some more.
Yeah.
Is it all the same as what we've got in the garage?
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
Guys, if you didn't hear Chris there, because I wasn't expecting him to be here, we got 3 bays. So he said we can get 6 down the side, so we'll have to order some more up. But really coming together now, mate. Everything seems to be working out, doesn't it?
Yeah, we get there slowly.
Yeah, well, we get back on the A1 in the morning. I just said, just slight change of plan. You want to drill that outside leg off.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It does a bit. Right, we'll leave you to that because it's noisy, and I'll show exactly what I mean by you drilling them off. I didn't even think there with the radio on. So, this outside skin here, Chris wants to actually drill off and completely bring away, because the inside edge there where it's all kinked, that's the bit we're going to be changing. This outside bit will pull straight, no problem. It is. You see us do it on the last Audi A1, so that's the plan. We'll let him finish and then we'll pick up in the morning. He'll probably mark all these up and then we'll start drilling them out. We might even take turns, because it does get a bit frustrating after a while. After you've probably done 20, it does become quite repetitive, so we'll leave it there for a minute.
Well, that's got enough of it out of the way that we need to get out of the way, basically. The joint for this is further back, so I think once it's on the jig we can remove the leg and do that, but that's got that bit out of the way, which effectively has weakened this now. So when we put it on the jig and we pull it, it's got more of a chance of pulling that round straight than moving all this out of alignment. So yeah, I think we're pretty much ready now to get it on the
load it on the jig.
Yeah, and then set the measuring system up. We know that this leg has moved out. Don't know if have you shown that now?
Briefly.
Yeah, so
I showed the engine mount and the fact that the end of it.
Oh, you did?
Off.
Yeah, so that's moved out. Obviously, when it's knocked it that side, we haven't got the damaged crash bar. We've got the new one though, haven't we?
Yeah,
so,
we have, yeah.
So you can kind of see, can't you? That where it's impacted it there, that side. Sorry, mate. Where it's impacted it there, it's knocked this one out. Yeah. This has actually knocked that out. So, yeah, so should be reasonably straightforward to pull that side back round.
Just before we cut there, would you
Yep.
just quickly explain something to me? A lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, that bent bit of metal." But we've had it a lot of times in the comments. Yeah, just chop it off and weld a new bit in. Can you explain what ultimately you're going to pull that straight before that's removed?
Yeah.
And that needs to be done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, different people do it different ways, don't they? But I'm going to try and pull this one round to where it should be,
Yeah.
using the measuring system, then pull this one round to where it should be, fit that on, and we'll check everything before I ever cut that. Yeah. I mean, we'll take that one further back. Obviously, like I say, some of this has got to come out, and get it squared up. Yeah.
And then cut it off.
Yeah, and then replace it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, mate. Thank you for that. So here goes the hard bit now. Me and Chris. And it's not.
No.
Just a little bit time consuming. Got to pop the engine mount back on so that we can get it underneath. But ready to load on the jig, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Let's get it on now. Right, guys. All ready. Rear wheels removed. Jig is all set up, ready to go. I just said to Chris, we ready? Look, I'm going to show you guys. New little toy arrived this morning. He's like, oh, I want to have a little quick play on it, Rob. I haven't even had a chance yet. It literally got delivered this morning and he hasn't been able to touch it all day. We needed this and it's really, really going to help us out. That's blown out the skip. It's quite windy today. Let me just... Here he comes. Look at him. Proper lovely little bit of kit. Come with a bucket, got the forks on it, got everything on it. Got your lights on. How are you finding it? Sorry, I haven't got a mic on, Chris, but do you want to just, you might as well explain what this is. I just said we got it, we needed it. It's really going to help us out, isn't it? What is it? You explain, because I'll get it wrong.
It's 4-wheel drive, 1-ton loader,
And it's
articulated,
yeah.
Kubota powered. We open the bonnet in a minute. Shall we show it?
Yeah, can do. Yeah.
Euro headstock, which means pretty much any machine attachments, front loader attachments will fit, grab, all that kind of stuff.
Well,
yeah, it's got hydraulic quick release, so no more of me knocking pins in and out with my old tractor.
And telescopic.
And hydrostatic as well, yeah.
Let's do some of it. Start it
shall
up.
we?
Yeah, do some of it, yeah.
It's got a good reach, what?
You went all the way to Norfolk to
did,
look at this on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'll stand back a bit. No more busting your back, mate.
No, it's got a nice reach, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice reach. Chris, in the I
don't know if he's shown it, there's a bucket in the yard.
I haven't shown anything yet. The articulated bit, that's based here, is it?
Yeah.
Can you just steer that just so I can show it? Because some people won't know. So it actually steers in the middle. What a little cool thing. Bit of getting used to.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to.
Radio.
Yeah.
Little fan. Got reverse camera.
Reverse camera. Yep.
And it's done
8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've not really played with it much yet, but
I don't know how that sound will come out. It's quite vibrating, isn't it? Me standing there.
yeah.
Certainly gonna make our lives a lot easier.
Yeah.
Let's show that little engine in the back.
Yes. Do you want to grab this?
Sorry, mate. I'll let you open it. So I think these are made in China, but they're made under licence.
Well, this one's got Kubota
Running gear and engine.
Yeah, so a bit more money, but yeah,
that's right. I'll just hold it near you.
it's a bit more money than a Chinese powered one, but
Gonna last.
I've had my Kubota tractor for like 20 years. It's almost identical engine,
Really?
and they are bulletproof.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, and do you remember the old Pell Job machine I
Yeah.
had before the JCB? That had a Kubota engine in it as well. 3-cylinder version. This is a 4-cylinder, slightly more powerful. So I thought, well, you can't go wrong, can you?
And like you said, it's going to aid us so much
Oh,
now.
that's right. Yeah.
Especially with all that metal work and stuff.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
background.
for sure.
It's going to be brilliant.
I mean, it won't do a lot of work, will it? Like some people.
Nah.
Be lucky to do 10 hours a month with it, probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're going to stay out here and play for a bit, or we're going to load that car
I
on?
suppose we better get on with some work, haven't we? But,
Let's do it.
but that's nice, yeah.
Yeah, lovely, mate. It's been a while since we had a car on the jig, and that was an almighty effort for me today. Yeah. That was hard work, especially at the end of the day as well. It's a big old thing to push around, but we've got a plan for something over there, mate, haven't we?
Going to make life a bit easier.
Going to make life very, very easy. And hopefully all of this will stop. So we are just going to get on to lining up the measuring system now, but do you know what, guys, we are not going to film that. Genuine.
Show how these work. I think you have.
I think, yeah, we have.
It is self-explanatory.
There, and it goes on to one of the towers here, basically.
That's it.
So, I think, Chris, even though it's probably only about a 20-odd minute video, that is enough for today. You can go and play with your new machine, mate, and I'm going to go and have a shower and lay on the sofa. I feel exhausted. Guys, that is the end of today's video. As usual, we do hope that you did enjoy it. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram if you haven't already at Salvage Rebuilds. You can follow Chris out on his jollies, probably riding around his farm on a machine at Salvage Rebuilds. Chris, don't forget, like, subscribe and share. And of course, in the next video, we will be pulling this one into shape and hopefully in that same video, getting it back off this jig, which is a lot easier than getting it on there. I'm not going to moan about it. Have a great evening, everyone.